Hey there. So here I am about ready to drop my list for the top Blu Ray releases of 2015. Now I'm going to keep it at releases that I actually own. I'm not going to go on sites and go based on hearsay or what I don't own or what I haven't seen in person. Here's the thing. This is my hardest year yet. Usually I can get a top 10 or top 20 pretty easy. But for the first year in a while, I really don't know if Scream Factory is going to make the list. And I bought a lot this year. But as for top releases, well, let's find out. So here we go with actually my top 30 Blu-ray releases of 2015. And first off, I am the guy that, if you watch my videos a lot, I'm usually associated with Scream Factory, with Arrow, with certain different genre companies. And last year, my 2014 list was topped by the releases of Halloween set and the movie Dolls, which I thought was an amazing release from Scream Factory. I have 4 Scream Factories here that I'm going to mention, and they're honorable mentions. I'm going to spoiler warning here. No Scream Factory released in 2015, which is you hear that a lot of Scream Factories were released, made my list of top 30. At least anything that I have, my collection. And obviously nothing stood out enough at that point for me to get. There are movies that aren't in my top that I think would be if I had picked them up, like the Blu-ray Manos or Mosquito, for instance. Those things could very well be in the top 30 list of this year, but I didn't get them this year, so those are in my list. Now, these are 4 Scream Factory movies that are honorable mentions, and then I'm going to start my top 30. I'm probably going to make a cup of tea first, and then I'm going to come back and do my top 30 releases. So here goes. The honorable mentions. Howling 2. I'm a big fan of this cheesily bad acted film. It's a great one. There were some decent features on it, but actually not enough to make me for it to warrant the 2015 top of the list. I do love Sybil Danning, and this is a really cool film to watch. Number 2, honorable mention. From Whisper to a Scream is the one here that almost did make the list. This one, not as much for Jeff Burr's film, which is a very fun film, but for the documentary about the film that's on here. It is an incredible documentary, and if you don't have it, I do recommend you pick it up and you watch the documentary. It's amazing. And the other 2 honorable mentions were Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. I love both of these films. 3 had a work print on it, which I thought was really admirable of Scream Factory to do that. And all that being said, those are my honorable mentions. Now, when I come back, let's get into my top 30. Sorry, Scream Factory. This year you just didn't make the cut. Alright, so I'm back and I'm ready to start my list. It's actually been about an hour since I did the opening of it, so just so you know, it's gotten darker here even. But number 30 on my list is from 88 Films. I think they're making the list for the very first time for me here, and it's from their Italian collection. It is number 2, and it is The Blood-Stained Shadow. I had not remembered what a good movie this was, and The Blood-Stained Shadow was pretty much like a, devoid of any features at all. Now, here's the thing. After I watched this movie, I really wanted to see features. I wanted to see something on the film. The movie was shot beautifully. It was well done. I just loved it. And I was surprised to know that the guy that made this only ever made 2 giallos. So, Rajali, how do you do that, can you ask? Basically, there were really no features. But there's this. And this is something that's been taken out of their newer releases, at least for their slasher collection. There was this here little booklet, Shadow Killer, an interview with Antonio Bito. and it is amazing. It told me exactly everything that I wanted to know about the film. That answered some questions and gave me some that I really hadn't thought to ask, really. And it's a great edition. And just so you know, there was actually is a different inside cover. So at number 30, Bloodstained Shadow. Number 29 comes in with another 88 Films release. Actually, the 88 Films kind of dominates this portion of my video by having number 29 being the Slasher Classic Collection edition of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. What really put this one over the top, aside from having just a really cool edition of this film here, is they had Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout on here with commentary as well. There's some features that were exclusive to this movie, and there are features that there's actual feature commentary for the Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout, which is cheesy, it's fun, and it's number 29 on my list of Blu Ray releases for 2015. Keeping in that vein, number 28 was one that was put out by 88 Films and put out by Vinegar Syndrome. So whichever version you got, you were pretty safe either way. And that one was Don't Go in the Woods Alone. Cheesy film, bad film, all of those things, but an interesting, almost hypnotically engaging film in a weird, strange, bad movie type of way. And who can go wrong with this cover? The only thing that kind of miffed me about it was when I got it from 88 Films. The release here was like cracked at the bottom. And unfortunately, they're not the same size as a lot of the Blu-rays here, so I don't think I can switch it out. Number 27 on my list is Mother's Day. Slasher Classics Collection, again, 88 Films, knocking it out of the park with these releases, at least early on. As you can see, with these you still had the booklets included, and just some great stuff. Some awesome features. Number 26, Nail Gun Massacre. This one, unfortunately, would be the first one that would lose the booklet. Though that being said, there were some great features on here. The movie itself is hilariously bad. I got a kick out of it, and Nail Gun Massacre is my number 26. Right? Yep, 26 on my list. Now we're getting away from 88 Films, finally, to go to another company called Severin, who put out this release here, which was, to me, one of their best releases in quite a while, and that was Nightmare Castle. Now, Nightmare Castle is a fantastic little Barbara Steele film, and that would have been just great on its own with some features, which it does have, but it also included Castle Blood and Tear Creatures from the Grave. So you get three Barbara Steele films here, three great films for one, and it really is a good release. There's some decent features on here. We got like audio commentary, Barbara Steele Conversation, Black, White, and Red, Nightmare Castle, trailers, deleted scenes from the films, new featurettes, just a bunch of stuff. It's one that I recommend everybody should have in their collection, Nightmare Castle, with Castle of Blood and Tear Creatures from the Grave. Number 24 is Deadly Prey. Yes, it is. I've got a Ted Pryor film in my collection here, and it's on here. Slasher Video, in conjunction with all the films, put out this here release. And, well, Slasher did all the work, really. All kind of distributed it. Deadly Prey is a fantastic little film. And is it a good film? No. It's really badly acted. It's poorly done. But this here, if you go to buy Deadly Prey, you know what you're getting. You know you're getting like a really crappy action movie. You know you're getting like really horrible acting. You know you're getting a ludicrous plot. That's kind of what you go into it for. And with the Slasher Video collection, it's not this kind of pristine, like, not going to be overly glossy looking Blu-ray. No, it's going to be more... When people say the word grindhouse, and some people just use that to put it like bad releases of films and stuff like that. This one actually does have I don't want to call it grindhouse, but it has a VHS feel to it. So this has the kind of like going through the store back in the day, back in my day, and renting a VHS tape, Deadly Prey. You get that kind of feel to it. Next up is another movie by the, this is number, oh, one time I forgot already. So, 23. Shock 'em Dead, Tracy Lords. Again, slasher video in conjunction with Olive. Put up this, is this the anniversary edition? No. This is, yeah, 25th anniversary edition of Shock 'em Dead. One that I've been wanting to get for a while. They actually put some great little features on this one here. So this one actually has features. The beautiful Tracy Lords is in this one here. And I'm going to start putting these up here so that I can actually remember my numbering scheme. Because numbering, number 22. Arrow Videos debut on this list here with Madman. Madman was a fantastic release. And I'm pretty sure this is 2015. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. This is 2015. If it's not, I owe you one. And you can place something, whatever you want, into this spot on the list as your person's place. But I'm pretty sure Madman was released in 2015. Again, a fantastic release. I love the artwork here. Vinegar Syndrome put out an equally impressive edition of this film. Either way you go, you're going to get a good edition. I just wanted the Arrow edition. I love the art on this. The interior is just incredible, and it's an amazing little film. Kudos for taking the documentary from the previous release. It's a feature-length documentary and putting it on here as well. Number 21, Hound of the Baskervilles. Arrow, you're doing it right this year. Hound of the Baskervilles is a fantastic Hammer film. It's nice to see Hammer film going onto on here. There's just some great stuff. We got some Christopher Lee on here doing the Many Faces of Sherlock Holmes. There's the Actor's Notebook with Christopher Lee. There's just some amazing Andre Morel. There's some great features. This is a fantastic film. And it's number 21 on my list of 30 Blu Ray releases, top 30 Blu Ray releases this year. Number 20 comes in as Pete Walker Collection Volume 2. Kino Redemption's line has made my list of top 30, and it has with this fantastic release here. The other edition had some decent films on it, some really good films as well. This one gave you the Flesh and Blood Show, Frightmare, which is one everybody was wanting, House of Mortal Sin, Home Before Midnight, and it gave you two non-horror related films, really. Home Before Midnight's not really horror, but the first three are. Big Switch and Man of Violence, two of these kind of his actioners that Pete Walker did. There's some decent features on here as well. It's collected nicely into a kind of a really cool case, and I'm very proud to have this one in my collection. And that's my top 20. I want to come back. I want to go from 19 to number 10. Number 19 finds an Arrow release that was done for both the UK and the North America, because Arrow expanded this year, and man did they expand. We'll talk about that in another video. Day of Anger, Lee Van Cleef. It is a fantastic, and I mean absolutely fantastic spaghetti western that if you don't have this in your Arrow collection and you see this, if this one's on sale, I'm not sure if it is or not, grab it up. But that's a different cover. I'll show you the cover so that you can actually know what your which movie to pick up, because you really should pick this up. Day of Anger. I just like this cover better, actually, the original cover. This is a 3-disc release, guys. 3-disc release, so that's like 2 DVDs, 1 Blu-ray, just an incredible release. Great stuff, some amazing features, wonderful film. Day of Anger is number 19. Number 18 is Killer Workout from, again, Slasher Video, who's doing quite well on this list with 3 actual releases. Killer Workout is a fun little film, again, by Pryor. Well, that's David Pryor, right? David Pryor that does these films, and he has Ted Pryor act on them. That's his brother. This is kind of like an 80s like slasher film. There's the fight in the parking lot scene that is worth owning this movie for. It is really bad. It's a horrible fight. It's a horrible, hilarious fight. And once you have this, number 18, you'll know exactly why. It ranked there in my collection. Number 17, Christine by Sony. Yes, Sony has one on my list this year. Sony took the rights back from Twilight Time to actually put out Christine themselves, using pretty much the same print with the same features minus the isolated score that was used on the earlier Twilight Time release. They did, however, include this very snazzy looking slipcover, which I really am glad I got. I was managed to get the edition of, because some apparently came without slipcovers, which bummed a lot of people out. I can see why, because shiny. Really did like this one. Sat down and watched it. Watched all the features right afterwards. Yes, an amazing little film. Number 17 on my list. Number 16 is another amazing one put out by Severin this year, and that is Vampire Lesbos. Just an incredible release. The cover itself is a work of art, and I love the fact that they give an unadulterated cover here, with the slipcover being used to house the information that you need. So it's a pure art cover for a pure art film. Just a fantastic little film. Fun. A really good successor, and better in every way to the earlier Jess Franco's Count Dracula film, in every sense of the word. Soledad Miranda does an amazing job. She unfortunately lasted on this earth way, way too short of a time. Number 16. Number 15 is the final slasher video to make my list. And this one came to me via a great friend of mine, Killer Nerd, otherwise known as Mark. You see him here on Cathode Ray back when we used to do that, but we're hoping to do more again in 2016. So I hope you guys enjoy that series that we used to do, and we'll come back to us if we actually manage to get back and do it again. And it is one that I think he wasn't a big fan of, but I gotta admit, me and my better half had an hilarious time watching it. I watched this with my son. I watched this with a couple different people, and we all enjoyed it. We all had like a blast with the movie. It's so bad and ineptly made, and the whole thing, even the features, are hypnotically bad. I mean, like, he's being interviewed. Well, I'm not sure if it's his wife or like his relative or something like that, but and it's a great interview. I mean, it's just so strangely done, and much like the film itself. And that's Satan's Blade. So if you haven't seen this one, I actually really do recommend it. It's probably, even with Killer Workout and Daily Prayer and all those, Satan's Blade may be my favorite slasher video release to date. And this one is number, let's say, 1918? 15. Number 14. Thank you, James. This was on command. And that is Count Yorga Vampire from Twilight Time. This is the first Twilight Times I ever got on my list. And they are on here a couple times, just so you know. Count Yorga was just an incredible film, a very strange film. Here's a film that was started out, was going to be kind of a softcore, almost an adult film. And that was taken out of it when when this actor was put into it, and they went in a different way. So it gave it an even stranger type of feel to it, and it helps. It works for the film. So it's kind of off kilter because it's not exactly running the straightforward horror route that you would normally see for films in this time. It's just a little off center, and you don't really know why until you find out the history behind it, and then you understand. I forgot again, didn't I? 18, 17, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Number 13. Contamination. And thanks to a fantastic viewer that actually gave me the slipcase because I did not have it originally. The O-ring it's called there. Contamination is such a great film by Arrow Video. This is one of the ones they put the slipcase on. Also could be found on 2014's release of Thief. And, of course, the release Blood Rage, which I do have coming, but I do not have yet. Contamination is just a fun film. I pretty much love everything about this cheesy film. It's a cheesy Italian, kind of like an Aliens type of knockoff, but it's really fun. This edition is amazing. These are your special features, boys and girls. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Number 11, I think. Say. Okay, maybe so. Let's get this done, right? Number 12. Sorry. Sugar Hill by Kino. It had been a long time since I've seen the movie Sugar Hill, and I did remember it very well. I did remember what a fantastic movie it was, what great acting there was in the film. That Ken Yorger himself, Robert Corey, played the bad guy in the film, and that the actual kind of like evil creature character, Baron Samedi, was just amazingly portrayed and so well done. This was a movie that totally stole my heart. Love this one here. I do recommend that you do have this one in your collection. Number 12, Sugar Hill, Kino Lorber. Pick it up. Let's see. I want to show you it's right. Number 11, Black Christmas, Canadian Anchor Bay Edition, Seasons Grieving Edition. Some people gave this one crap. They said that it wasn't remastered enough, that there was not enough, that they didn't think there was enough effort put into it, that all the features weren't going to be there. The remastering on this thing is pretty much, it's similar to, I guess, the last Blu-ray. I really did enjoy this one here, but then I turned it on, and I hit the features button, the extras button on the part of the menu, and it filled my page completely. My screen was filled with features, with the Bob Clark commentary, with the brand new special like long features, with all the features from the previous editions. This is one to own. It even has a mini 16-page Rue Morgue magazine. Shame on you if you gave this one any sort of bad review. This is an amazing release. Just so much work put into this. So many features housed into one Blu-ray edition. This is definitely the edition of Black Christmas to own. Now to my top 10. Number 10 is from a good friend of mine, Matthew, whose channel, Parsnip Burger, I'm sure many of you guys here have watched. He does a lot of videos, like me, he has a lot of longer videos. Managed to snatch me up this one here, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get it, so it was kind of a surprise when I had it come, and I was very, very extremely grateful and humbled by it, because I didn't know I was going to have it. And that is Fright Night, the 30th anniversary edition. This is an amazing edition. It's sold out now, but if you had a chance to get it from the Twilight Time limited edition series, I really suggest that you do. It is a fantastic film. There are great features. You get the Fright Night video on here. There's the EPK kit, which I don't always watch, but I did watch on this one here. I did find it really fun. Just some great features on here. This is the one where I will list to the isolated score. Number 9. Don't Look Now. I was disappointed by the way they did the booklet in this one. Here, I thought that a lot more could have been done with that, especially a film that is pretty widely known for being one of the greatest films to watch if you're studying editing. For if you're in filmmaking, editing is one of the things that you're studying. This is one of the films that you watch. This is kind of one of your Bibles for basically for film editing. It's Don't Look Now. Julie Christie, Donald Sutherland, an incredible movie, incredibly creepy. It uses uses its setting very, very well. And number 9 on my top 30 Blu-ray list. Number 8, Thanks to James. This is one I didn't think I was going to have as well, and this is one of the prized things in my collection. 10 to Midnight. They just did an incredible job with this one here. A great release. Isolated score on here. There's not a commentary. Haven't listened to the commentary yet, but I did sit down and watch this movie twice, almost in a row. I really do enjoy 10 to Midnight, and it's a fantastic film. Twilight Time, again, makes my list for this one right here. Sorry, I'm going to make sure it's right. Number 7. Severin makes the list again with another Soledad Miranda film. And it's my favorite Soledad Miranda film. She Killed in Ecstasy. It's a great little revenge thriller. I really, really enjoyed this film. Thoroughly about pretty much everything in this film I like. She did a great job. Her performance was amazing. And there are some great features on this one here. This one has the special disc that I was really looking forward to getting. And that is the 3 films by Jess Franco's CD that has soundtracks for 3 of his films on here. And those films are basically She Killed in Ecstasy, Vampire Lesbos, and The Devil Came from Akasawa. So, really, if you don't have it, it is one to pick up. It is great. Blah, blah, first day of the tongue. It's a great new addition. Number 6, Videodrome by Arrow Video. Does this beat the Criterion Edition? Yes. Yes, it does. Would I get rid of my Criterion Edition? Probably not. There's some couple of extras on the Criterion that aren't on here. That being said, as far as like an actual really good edition of Videodrome is, if you had to choose one of them, I would go with this one. There's more features if you're a fan of Cronenberg. Like, I'm a huge fan of Cronenberg. So the extra films on here, the booklet, the packaging, the way this is done, this is a lavish love letter to David Cronenberg and the film Videodrome. If you don't have this in your collection, I do recommend it. I'm not sure if this release is still available. It could be out of print. But they do pop up every once in a while on eBay, and I got mine for not a great price, but for a fairly good price for an out-of-print film. Number 5, my first Mondo Macabre Blu-ray to make the list, The Fan. This movie just, I wasn't sure where it was going when I started watching it. The lead actress was really compelling. The film seemed to move at kind of a leisurely pace, and a lot of people would have considered it kind of slow, but it just kept drawing you in to see exactly where this film was going to go and where it was going to play out. Its conclusion is both happy and horrifying. And I gotta say, guys, it really is a top movie to have. The Fan. Number 4, James. Thank you. This is one I didn't know I was going to get. This is one I was going to order, and actually, I got it the day that I was thinking about ordering it from my good friend James. And it's Blood and Black Lace, Maribaba. It's a fantastic film. The colors in this one are amazing, but what makes this even better are the features are incredible. So there's just some great stuff. As always, I love the great cut. Tim Lucas, doing the commentary on it. Tim Lucas is great with commentaries with these type of things. But there are so many good features on this film. And the film is so well done. It's a great, great addition. It is the definitive Blood and Black Lace. For me, Arrow knocks it out of the park every time with Maribaba. And every one of their Bava editions have been like the definitive edition of the Bava film that I want to have. Number 3, Society. This one is by Brian Yuzna, and it's very, very different. It's a very 80s type of film. It's a very, kind of subversive, kind of horror with humor. I love this one. I love the features on this one. I love the way that this film plays out. I love the fact that they actually made a kind of a sequel to this as a comic book, and they included it on here. The full comic, not an excerpt or anything like that, but they included the full comic book, much like the 2014 release of the Vincent Price box set, 6 Gothic Tales that they put out, with the huge book with all the comics, the versions of of some of the movies in the back. Society includes the entire comic of a sequel of the movie Society, and it is just phenomenal. Number 2, Edgar Allan Poe's Black Cats. Another fantastic release from Arrow. It has a Fulci film that it's a horror film. It's not as giallo, and it has a fantastic giallo by Sergio Martino called Your Vice's Locked Room, and Only I Have the Key. It concludes a cool, I think it's a 100-page book in there as well. A bunch of really great features. Great edition. Love the hard box here that's being used to house this film. And now we're going to get to number 1. One of the most hyped editions that I've ever talked about on my channel. It got its own video when it was released. It got a video with me talking about the features of it that were coming out before I got it. And of course I did the unboxing on the day that I finally received it. And it's not going to be any big surprise to anybody that's watching my channel for a while and knows the type of films that I like, that Hellraiser, The Scarlet Box, is #1 for me for this year's top 30 Blu-ray releases. Arrow Video did everything right with Hellraiser. They did a great edition of all 3 of the first films. They did amazing with the special features that are on here. There's a longer documentary that was done for the first 2 films, really, of Clive Barker's The Hellraiser 1 and 2. And they actually shortened those documentaries down. They edited them to like concise, more, well, better edited, and they play better versions of the documentaries for parts 1 and part 2, as opposed to like the 6 or 7 hour like long one that was out there that was just a bit too much. There are some great features. The book in here is phenomenal. There's the poster. There are cards. There's art cards. It's just amazing. There's like kind of like never before seen art as well. The way this box set is done was just incredible, and I thought the fact that it was released, that it got to me a little late, and to a lot of people that did get it late too. But if they got it right from Arrow, they got a hand-drawn postcard with Pinhead saying, "Sorry I'm late, you know, traffic's been hell," and a little like Pinhead pin as well, which was just a nice little bonus to show that Arrow were considerate of the fans and they understood the frustration that we went through. So there you go, guys. That is my top 30 Blu-ray releases of 2015. There are a lot of stuff that I don't have that probably could have made the here. Now, that being said, I know it's going to be slightly controversial to some people who watch my channel a lot, and who probably came through here just to see me, like whoever saw me first opening a Scream Factory release or doing Scream Factory collection, to see them not make the top 30. But I don't think this was Scream Factory's year. Even releases like Army of Darkness and stuff like that were good releases, but they're nothing that were going to knock the top 30 for me. Obviously, there's every one of these films here I picked up before I went to pick up any of those there. And I did pick up a lot of Scream Factories this year that I thought were good releases. They just weren't top 30 releases. There, that's my say on that. Arrows tends to be the one that's coming out of the gate and they're swinging, and they're just knocking it out of the park and knocking it out of the park over and over again. 88 Films has been doing some great stuff with them. Problematic once they dropped the booklets, they changed the coloring of the case. They had some issues with some of their films, but I think that 88 Films are going to be able to like come up and become a really great, hopefully a really great contender again next year with some really awesome releases. I'm looking forward to the Children of the Corn box set that's coming out. That's one that I do want to get. Arrow again already has started to dominate the first part of the first quarter of the year with releases like Deep Red, their American Horror Project set, just Audition, so much great stuff. The the Killer Walks, the kind of the Death Times 2, well, whatever the name of the album is again. Oh, it's killing me right now. I can't remember the name. I don't know. I got pre-ordered though. Just so much good stuff coming out. And there we go, my top 30. Let me know what your top 30 are. Either about, feel free to, if you make videos, to make a video on here and let me know whether it's your top 10, top 20, or top 30. Would love to hear it. If you're just a commenter and you wanted to comment and let me know what your favorite videos release are of 2015, let me know. Do you think there's ones on there that should have been on this list? Do you think that I was a little bit too hard on certain companies to not put them in the list this year? But I think that every one that I put on the list right here were ones that deserved it, that for me personally had to had to resonate with me. Now here's the thing, when I do a top 30 list or top 20 or top 10 list, a lot of times I'll preface it by saying to you guys that this list is based on what I've got in my collection that I'm taking out to show you guys. Not everything that's out in 2015. It's everything that I got that interested me enough to get out, pick it up, and that I had to have watched the films as well. So these are all films that I've watched. These are all films that I've looked at. I was impressed by, whether it be the presentation, the features, the whole package. These were the 30 films that impressed me personally the most this year in my own collection. Because I can like go online and give you guys a list of top films based on reviews that I see and scores. on there, but I'd rather make my list a little more personalized and not take things from outside of movies that I don't have and haven't seen. There we go. That's my disclaimer for this video. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your guys' responses to this one here as well. Top 30 list. I hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun. I just want to finish off my tea because my throat is going. Maybe coming down with something. Who knows? Yeah, I might have the cold here. Thanks for watching. And for me right now, it is time for tea. Again, thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, Parsnip, for getting me these films that I could not get over here in Canada at any sort of decent price at all. They were nice enough and they were kind enough to actually get those movies to me at a time when I couldn't get them. And I was pretty bummed out about that fact. And I really sincerely appreciate that from that was done. And it's really stuff like that. It does touch me. It makes me happy that I'm on here and I've met you guys. Hope you guys are having a great year. And my voice is going. So right now, without final word, I am out of here.